let's talk about resonance. But before I talk about resonance, I want you to listen, to observe this bit natin from the beginning at palakasan natin. Okay? Observe. What we have in this figure is we have two tuning forks. Okay? Mayroon na dalawang tuning forks. Tapos, ibibit natin yung isang tuning fork. Okay? So, let us observe what happens to the other tuning fork. Ready? And play. Ay, sorry. Ano ba yun? Ayan. Okay? Now you see, what happens is, previously, we actually have two. Okay? We actually have two tuning forks. We beat one tuning fork. What happens is, this tuning fork will now be creating what? Will now be creating vibrations in the air. And these vibrations will cause the other tuning fork to vibrate and produce sound. Okay? Now, ang tawag sa phenomena na yan is resonance. Okay? When we speak of resonance, it is a wave effect that occurs when an object has a natural frequency that corresponds for an external frequency. Ibig sabihin, ang nangyari kanina, the external frequency produced by this tuning fork A is equal or corresponding to the natural frequency of the tuning fork B para mag-vibrate siya. Okay? That is what we call resonance. Okay? They correspond to each other. So, kapag sinabihan kayo na, Georgie, can we resonate each other? What does that mean? When we resonate each other, that means we correspond to each other. Understand, Georgie? We're best friends, right? Starting tonight, we are best friends. Dear brother. So again, kapag sinabi nating resonance, they correspond. The frequency of A corresponds to the natural frequency of B. And yung resonance naman, ay na-observe din natin yan. Kami dito kasi sa bahay, our house is situated sa katabi ng kalsada. At kapag may dumadaan na truck, nagva-vibrate yung aming mga windows, nagva-vibrate din yung aming mga doors. Bakit siya nagva-vibrate? Because the external frequency produced by the truck actually corresponds to the frequency of our windows, of our doors. Kaya nagva-vibrate din ang aming mga windows at doors. Ang tawag natin dyan sa phenomena na yan, that's resonance. At sinasabi din nila na may mga boses talaga na nakababasag ng pinggan. Tulad ng sabi nila, ang voice daw ni Regine Velasquez ay nakakabasag ng pinggan. Well, that could be true if the external frequency produced by Regine Velasquez is equal to the natural frequency of a glass na kinakailangan ng glass to break, then, of course, that glass will break. Ano ang concept na yan? Resonance. That is resonance. Okay? Now, talking about so much about resonance, we now proceed to the concept of reflection. But before that, before discussing about reflection, let's have our 5-minute break. Break muna tayo. Georgie, I will be back. I'll be back. 7. I'm going back. 7:07 p.m. All right, Georgie. Georgie! I'm back! And I still hear your boat, Georgie. Hello? Your boat! Okay. So earlier, mga Georgie, mga ka-Georgie, earlier, mga ka-Georgie, pinag-usapan natin resonance. Okay? Ay, kakago ba ning kahimtang. First time na ko nga itom akong kuan, ilong na. Unsa naman ni? Parang ko nagkuan. Oink, oink, oink. Oink, 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 oink. So, kamusta naman kayo? Mag-chit-chat muna tayo bago tayo magpatuloy. Baka naman sabihin nyo na masyado tayong seryoso sa ating mga discussion tonight. Kamusta naman kayo dyan, mga ka-Georgie? Ha? Okay lang ba kayo? Ano ang masasabi niyo sa ating pagkikita-kita ngayong gabi? Georgie, magsalita kayo. Wala magsasalita. Ako'y giigang na talaga. Oh, yopak na, sir. Sir, quick question. May figures po ba sa actual test questionnaire sa board exam? What do you mean figures? You mean numbers? Yes. Mostly computations, okay? Yung computations natin, yung computational physics natin, ay i-discuss natin yan in the next session. Hindi ngayon, kasi we are going to further the concepts muna. Okay? But I will be introducing to you some formulas. But not all, kasi kasukaon mo kung hutdo na to tanan nga mga formulas and tanan nga mga problem solving atong ihatag sa tanan karon kasukaon mo. So, we start with the conceptual physics muna before we proceed to the computational ones. Okay? Happy Halloween. Figures like images po, figures like images po or diagrams. Okay. There are questions with figures, but there are also those without. Okay? And there are questions naman na mag-i-imagine ka. Okay? So, magaling naman kayo mag-imagine. Okay pa man siguro, sir. Ikaw, sir, kamusta man? Okay lang din ako. No, I'm fine. Do you think I'm fine? Huh? Do you think I'm fine with my contact lenses tonight? I'm not. I'm not, Georgie. You cannot hear naman po, sir, kahit magsalita kami. O, sige. Sige. Anyway, can we now proceed? We now proceed to the concept of reflection. Okay? Reflection. May man ka, sir, kay di ka daman. Hoy, gidaman-daman ko gabi is akong ipambuhat, no? Dugay ko katulog. Ay, nakamata jud ko mga alas 3. Magpadayon na ta, sir, labo na apay kuryente. Okay, let's proceed. Madali na akong kausap. Now, let's talk about the concept of reflection. Okay, so when we say reflection, it is a change in the direction of a wave when it strikes and rebounds from a surface or the boundary between two media. Okay, so if we have a light here or a sound or a certain wave, we have an incoming wave or incoming incident ray. As it reaches a certain surface or a boundary, it will rebound. Okay, or in other terms, magre-reflect siya, magre-rebound siya from a certain surface. Now, how do we represent light? How do we represent light? We represent light through rays. Okay? How do we represent light? Through rays. So a ray, take note, is a straight line that represents the path of light. This is a verbatim ito na definition na nakita sa board exam. Ano ang question? Ang question lang, what is a straight line that represents the path of light? What do we call the straight line that represents the path of light? That straight line is representing a ray. Okay? Rays represent light. Okay? And in this context, we have an incident ray, okay, papunta sa ating surface, and we also have a reflected ray. And this reflected ray is a ray that is receding or moving away from our reflecting surface. Okay? And we have this thing called the law of reflection. Ano ang sabi ng law of reflection? Ang sabi dito, the angle of reflection is equal to the angle of incidence. Okay? Which is our angle of incidence here? Ito. This is our angle of incidence. Okay? It's denoted by theta. Angle kasi, angle. So it's denoted by theta. So pag lalaki, theta. Sharing. Now, if we have this angle of incidence, we also have this thing called angle of reflection. Okay? So pag sinabi nating angle of incidence, it is the angle between the normal line and the incident ray. How about the angle of reflection? It is the angle between the reflected ray and the normal line. Okay? So how do we measure the angle of incidence? And how do we measure the angle of reflection? We measure both of these angles from the normal line. Okay? We start from the normal line. This is the imaginary line that we draw perpendicular to the surface. Perpendicular meaning they form 90 degrees. Again, how do we measure the angle of incidence? From the normal line to the incident ray. How do we measure the angle of reflection? From the normal line to the reflected ray. And according to the law of reflection, these angles are equal to each other. Anong ibig sabihin yan? If the angle of incidence is 40 degrees, what is the value of the angle of reflection? The answer is still 40 degrees. Why? Because the law says that they are equal. Okay? They are equal to each other. So that is as far as reflection is concerned. Tandaan, nangyayari ang reflection when a certain wave strikes and then bounces off a certain boundary. That is reflection. Another property of light is what we call refraction, or even the property of wave, kasi yung sound natin, it can also be refracted. Okay? Ang refraction, kung ang reflection is pag-bouncing off wave, ang refraction naman is bending. Okay? Basically, pag sinabi natin refraction, it's bending of light waves caused by a speed change as light goes from one medium to another. So, here we have an incident ray, ayan. And then, as it reaches this boundary, because this boundary is a transparent boundary, or let's say a refracting boundary, ang light will not be reflected. Okay? It won't be reflected. Instead, it will be refracted. Okay? So, now, consider this. This one is the angle of incidence. And this one here is the angle of refraction. But take note that they are not equal. Okay? The angle of incidence and the angle of refraction, they are not equal. Anong equal? Ang angle of incidence and the angle of reflection. Equal sila. Pero here, they are not equal. Yung angle of incidence and the angle of refraction are not equal. Okay? So, bakit nagkakaroon ng bend? Makikita natin to sa lapis, di ba? So, if we have this glass filled with water, and then we have this lapis, ang mangyayari sa lapis, parang mabali siya. Okay? Or it appears to be bent. Okay? Parang nag-bend siya ang ating lapis. So, bakit ganon? Dahil, because of the difference in the speed of light. Iba kasi ang speed of light dito sa taas, iba rin ang speed of light dito sa baba. And take note, these are two different surfaces. This is air sa taas. Dito naman, this is glass. So, iba-iba sila ng speed of light at different medium. Iba ang speed of light in air, iba rin ang speed of light in glass. And because of this difference, nagkakaroon tayo ng refraction or bending of light. Okay? Now, let's talk about index of refraction. Kasi alam niyo, ito ay paulit-ulit din na tinatanong sa board exam. Yung index of refraction is the ratio of the speed of light in a vacuum to the speed of light in a medium. So, kapag sinabing ratio, gidivide na to, no? Unsa may gidivide? Ang speed of light in a vacuum over the speed of light in a medium. Okay? Speed of light in a vacuum over the speed of light in the medium. Now, tatanungin ko kayo, what is the value of the speed of light in vacuum? The answer is, ano nga value kanina? Di ba na-memorize natin ito? The answer is, ano nga ang value nun? That is 3 times 10 to the power of 8. That's the speed of light in a vacuum, meter per second. Okay? So, to get the index of refraction, you need the speed of light in the vacuum, and you also need the speed of light in a medium. So, iba-ibang medium. It's either air, it's either glass, okay? So, ayan. So, iba-iba ang ating mga medium. So, now, take note that itong index of refraction natin is N. N is equal to C over C sub M. Ano nga ang ibig sabihin ng C? Speed of light in vacuum. How about itong C sub M? This is the speed of light in medium. And ano nga ang unit ng speed? Meter per second. Tapos, i-divide natin ito by the unit of speed of light in the medium, that's still meter per second. Ano kaya ang mangyayari sa mga units? The units would cancel each other. That is the reason why ang index of refraction is a pure number. Wala siyang unit. Bakit wala siyang unit? Because the unit of speed sa taas and speed sa baba, they will cancel each other because they're just the same. So, that being said, again, I will repeat, the index of refraction is a pure number. It does not have a unit. Okay? Now, dito naman tayo sa concept ng mga spherical mirrors. So, I understand itong topic na ito ang isa sa mga least learned na mga topics in high school. And it's also one of the topics in college na hindi masyado na-discuss ng ating mga instructors. No? Pero huwag kayong mag-alala because gradually, we'll be able to simplify the concept of spherical mirrors. Okay? Basically, meron tayong dalawang types ng mirror. Okay? One that we call a plane mirror and the other is spherical mirror. We have two types of spherical mirrors. I know you're familiar with the terms concave and convex. Okay? You're familiar with these two types of mirrors, concave and convex mirrors. Okay. But what do we usually use in our house? Plane. It's a plane mirror. Okay? Now, ang concave mirror and ang convex mirror ay examples ng spherical mirror. At kapag sinabi natin na spherical, from the word itself, sphere, meaning parang bola. Sphere. 3D, di ba? 3-dimensional itong sphere. So pag sinabi nating spherical mirror, it is a portion of a sphere. And it's a reflecting mirror. Okay? It's a reflecting surface. Kasi nga, mirror, reflecting surface siya. Okay? Now, let us now define the terms in the spherical mirror. First, we have the radius of curvature. Okay? The radius of curvature is the R. Okay? This one is the R. So, if this is a circle, ayan, if this is a circle, and then we call this, diba, diameter. Okay? And what do we call the half of the diameter? We call it radius. So, kaya ang tawag natin dito, this one is radius of curvature. Ito din, radius of curvature din yan. Ito din, radius of curvature. Lahat ng half ng diameter, radius of curvature. Yan. Okay? Radius of curvature, capital letter R. Okay? Now, next, center of curvature. Center of curvature or C. Ayan, nakikita nyo yan? That's the point. Ang center of curvature is the center of our sphere. Okay, ganun lang kasimple. Radius of curvature, center of curvature. Okay? Next. Ayan. O may ano pala tayo? May pa-label. Ayan. And then we have the principal axis. Ito. This is a line that we draw that will reach C or the center of curvature to the mirror surface. Ayan. This line here is what you call principal axis. Okay? That line is the principal axis. Okay? This is the radius of curvature. This is the center of curvature. This one is the principal axis. Bakit importante ang principal axis? Kasi pag nagre-ray diagram tayo, dyan natin dinodrawing ang ating image, dyan din natin dinodrawing ang ating object sa ating principal axis. Okay? And then we have vertex. Okay? This one here is the vertex. Ayan. The vertex is the point, ayan, the point where the principal axis intersects the mirror surface. Dito sila mag-intersect. Principal axis mag-intersect sa ating vertex. Okay? So, ayan. So, those are the terms. Radius of curvature, center of curvature, principal axis, vertex. Okay? I have to get my booger, Georgie. Okay? Parang may booger dito, Georgie. Okay, now, we proceed to the next parts of our spherical mirror. We have the term called focal point. It's denoted with capital letter F. Okay? Capital letter F. Ayan. And the focal point, take note, is halfway between C and V. Ano ibig sabihin? Nakikita siya in between C and V. Okay? Nakikita siya in between. Nasa middle point ng center of curvature and the vertex. That is the focal point. Capital letter F ang focal point. And we also have small letter f. Ano itong small letter f? This is what we call as the focal length. Capital F, focal point. Ang small f, focal length. Okay? At kapag sinabi nating focal length, it is the length from the vertex to the focal point. Or it is also the length from the focal point to the center of curvature. Okay? Focal length. The length from V to F or F to C. That is focal length. And take note, mayroon tayong formula dyan. How do we get the value of the focal length? We get the value of the focal length by using the formula F is equal to R over 2. Ano nga ibig sabihin ng R? Radius of curvature. If this is the radius of curvature, if you divide it by 2, that is your focal length. Okay? Tandaan ninyo yan. Kasi sa board exam, bibigyan kayo ng value ng radius of curvature. For example, yung radius of curvature daw ng isang spherical mirror ay 30 cm. What is the focal length? How do we get that? 30 cm divided by 2. So you get how much? 15 cm. And that, my friends, is the focal length, 15 centimeters. Okay? So tandaan, binigyan kayo ng radius of curvature. To get the focal length, you divide it by 2. Okay? That being said, the focal length, if the radius of curvature is 30 centimeter, the focal length is 15. Okay? So sana naintindihan. Or in other terms, R is simply 2F. Okay? R is simply 2F. Okay? So sana naintindihan ang mga parts ng ating spherical mirror. Radius of curvature, center of curvature, principal axis, focal point, focal length, ito, ayan ba? Focal length, vertex. Okay? So, tandaan, those are the parts of a spherical mirror. Next, let's talk about the image characteristics. Meron tayong dalawang image characteristics in discussing image characteristics, meron tayong DO at DI. What is DO? That's the object distance. The distance of the object from the vertex. Okay? Meron tayong tinatawag na DI or the image distance. Ano itong image distance? This is the distance of the image from the vertex. So you see, lahat ng mga distance is measured from the vertex. Okay? Lahat ng distance, whether of object or of image, they are measured from vertex. Okay? Tandaan, we have DO, distance of object distance, and DI, image distance. Okay, now, let's talk about the two types of image. Okay, the two types of image. The first type of image is real image. Okay, real image. When we say real image, that image is formed in front of the mirror. So, I want you to look at this mirror. This is the mirror. Okay, this is our object. The object is in violet. Okay. Now, this is the DO, the distance of the object from the vertex. Okay. Now, this figure is a ray diagram. So, I hope hindi bago sa inyo itong ray diagram as science majors, no? So, meron tayong object, and this is a ray diagram showing the different rays. This is ray 1, and this is ray 2. And we see here that the two rays intersect at this point. Kung saan ang point of intersection, dyan tayo magdodrawing ng ating image. Okay? Dyan tayo magdodrawing ng ating image. And how do we describe this image? This image is a real image. Bakit siya real image? Because the image is formed sa harap ng ating mirror. It is formed sa harap ng ating mirror. Okay? It's a real image. Okay? Sana naintindihan ang concept. Give me a thumbs up kung naintindihan ang concept ng real image. Okay? Now, kanina nag-define din tayo ng DI. Ano nga yung DI? Image distance. Dito, makikita natin, if this is the image, this one is our DI. The distance of the image from the vertex. Okay? DI, this is DO. Distance of the object, distance of the image. Okay? So thank you so much for your responses. Now, another type of image is what we call a virtual image. This is our mirror, okay? And we have an object here. So, in our ray diagram, we see this is the first ray, this is the second ray. Now, notice, meron tayong mga ano dito, mga dotted line, broken line pala, broken line. Ayan, broken line. And you see, from the broken line class, mayroon tayong nakita na intersection from the broken lines. And from that intersection, we are going to draw our image. Okay? We are going to draw our image. Now, this image is a virtual image. Why do we consider this a virtual image? Because this image is formed behind the mirror. Sa likod ng mirror ang ating image. Makikita. Okay? This is a virtual image. Okay? Tandaan, kapag sinabi natin na real image, ang image ay nakikita in front of the mirror. Kapag naman sinabi natin na virtual image, ang image nakikita behind the mirror. Okay? Real, in front. Virtual, behind the mirror. Okay? Now, let us also describe the image in a real image. Kapag sinabi nating real image, the image is pabaliktad, inverted. Okay? Bakit inverted? Kung titignan ninyo ang arrow, saan naka-point ang arrow? Naka-point ang arrow downward. So, meaning, that image is an inverted image. Okay? Real, inverted. Real, inverted. How about virtual image? Ang virtual image, kung titignan ninyo ang figure, tingnan niyo yung arrow, nakatindog. Ang virtual image is an upright image. Okay? Sa inyong mga handouts, nakakita kayo ng table dyan. That is already simplified. No? Gisummarize ko lang yan. Pero ang importante, kung nakikinig kayo, once you study that table again, mas maiintindihan ninyo yung table. Okay? Balikan natin. Real, inverted. Virtual, upright. Ano yung mnemonics natin? We can make a mnemonics, REVU. Okay? REVU. Ano yung REVU? Real, inverted. Virtual, upright. Sir, magkapares yun na sila, sir? Yes. Magkapares yun na sila, Georgie. Okay? Magkapares yun na sila. Real, inverted. Virtual, upright. Okay. Now, having discussed about the two types of image, real and virtual, let us now talk about the types of mirrors. Sinabi ko ito kanina, meron tayong dalawang types ng spherical mirror, concave and convex. This one is concave mirror. This one is convex mirror. Now, how are these two types of mirrors different from each other? Kapag sinabi natin na concave mirror, ang other term niyan ay converging mirror. Okay? Ang concave mirror is a converging mirror. So, this is a concave mirror. It forms like a cave or parang letter C. Okay? Concave, converging mirror yan. Now, next. Ano ang isang characteristic ng concave converging mirror? The incoming light rays, they converge and pass through the F. Ano yung F? That is the focal point. They converge. No, ganito yung rays ha. Ang mga rays, di ba, papunta doon. Light yan, light. And di ba, because this is a mirror, mag-reflect ang ray. Saan siya mag-reflect? Papunta siya, muagi siya diri sa F. Focal point. Lahat ng mga rays ay dadaan sa focal point. Ang tawag dyan, converging mirror. Kasi yung mga rays, they converge through the focal point. They meet at the focal point. Okay? So, sana naintindihan. Okay? So, here, the reflection converge and pass through the focal point. Ano yung reflecting surface natin? Curved inward. Ano yung nature ng ating mirror? Converging mirror. Okay? And, saan nakikita ang center of curvature? In front. Saan nakikita ang focal point? In front. Okay? So, now, how about a convex mirror? A convex mirror is a diverging mirror. Okay? Diverging. So, titingnan ninyo, this is the outside of a spherical section. Okay? It is curved outward. Okay? So, dito yung mga light rays natin. Ayan, boosh. Kung titignan ninyo, ang mga light rays, as they reach the mirror, they diverge. Okay? Papalayo sila, palayo. Pak. Ayan, pa ganun, palayo, pak. And they diverge from the focal point. Palayo sila sa focal point. Okay? Now, palayo sila sa focal point. Now, the nature, this is a diverging mirror. Where is the the center of curvature, makikita siya behind the mirror, sa likod. Saan nakikita ang focal point? Sa likod din ng ating mirror. Okay? Sa likod din ng ating mirror nakikita. So that is a convex mirror or a diverging mirror. Give me a thumbs up kapag naintindihan ang concept ng convex and diverging mirror and concave or converging mirror. Okay? Sana ay naintindihan ninyo yon. Now, during the next session, we will be talking about how to create ray diagrams. Okay? I will be teaching you how to create ray diagrams. So if that is written in your fact sheets or sa inyong lecture notes, pwede natin yan skip kasi next meeting na yan para gradual ang ating understanding ng concept ng mga mirrors. Okay? So, ayan. So, yung ray diagrams natin, we are going to discuss that in the next physics session. Okay? Now, dito naman tayo sa convex mirror. Ito kasi yung importante. Kasi sa concave mirror, kinakailangan nating mag-undergo ng ray diagramming. Pero sa convex mirror, hindi na kailangan. Bakit? The answer is always the same. Ano yon? The image kasi of a convex mirror is always virtual, upright, and smaller. Again, virtual, upright, and smaller. And we have a mnemonics for that. The mnemonics is VUS. Virtual, upright, and smaller. Virtual, upright, and smaller. Okay? So, tandaan, kapag convex ang mirror, kapag tinanong kayo sa board exam, ano ang characteristics ng isang convex mirror? Kasi nga, ang convex mirror is a diverging mirror. Okay, diverging ito. Lahat ng mga rays ay magda-diverge from the focal point. Diba? They will diverge from the focal point. And dito natin nakikita virtual image. Okay? The image is virtual. Kasi nga, the image nakikita natin sa likod ng mirror. The image is also upright. Nakatindog. Diba? Revo. Makatatandaan ninyo, revo. Ano ang kapares ng virtual? Upright. And you look at the difference between the object and the image. You see, the image is smaller than the object. Okay? The image is smaller than the object. So that is the mnemonics VUS. Okay? Mnemonics VUS. Next. So sana naintindihan ang concept ng ray diagram for convex mirror. In the next discussion, we are going to do a ray diagram for concave naman. Concave mirror. So yan ang hindi natin diniscuss today para hindi kayo maglibog. Hindi kayo malito. Sorry, naglibog na ba? Malito. Hindi kayo malito. Convex muna ngayon. VUS VUS. Okay? Next is the mirror equation. Okay? I will be showing you the formulas for the mirror equation. So the mirror equation expresses the quantitative relationship between the object distance, DO, the image distance, DI, and the focal length, F. And meron tayong formula na 1 over F is equal to 1 over DO plus 1 over DI. Again, ayong formula, 1 over F is equal to 1 over DO plus 1 over DI. That's the first formula for mirror equation. Second formula, M. Ano itong M? This M refers to magnification. Okay, again, ano ang M? M stands for magnification. Okay? And then, we have HI. Ano itong HI? Height of the image. Ano naman ang HO? Height of the object. Okay? But, notice naka-green ito kasi hindi ito usually ginagamit sa board exam. Pero at least na-introduce ko sa inyo ha. Ang ginagamit usually sa board exam, ito. M is equal to negative DI over DO. Sir, mayroon ba talagang negative yan or na-typo mo lang? The answer is yes. May negative talaga dapat. Again, the formula for magnification should be m is equal to negative di over do. Okay? Or m is equal to negative dido. O, ayan. Dido. O, tandaan, dido. Negative dido. Negative dido. 1 over f is equal to 1 over do plus 1 over di. Okay. Now, sa inyong mga handouts, may makakita kayong ito mismo. Ayan. Yan, nasa handout nyo to, di ba? And also this. Okay. This is an actual board exam question. But we cannot discuss this now without you internalizing first the process. So, I will be leaving this page to you for your self-study para may i-review kayo on how you are going to solve for problems related to mirror equation. Before, I will be showing you a lot of examples about this on our next session. Okay? So sana magkaintindihan tayo kasi ayoko namang i-jump pack sa inyo lahat ng mga physics concept within the next hours. So I will be giving you some tasks that is for you to look into how this formula, how we use this formula from your equation, and how we come up with the final answer for magnification. Is that okay for you? Kasi I know I acknowledge no na hindi kayo lahat the same ng prowess, no? Kanang the same ng ang pacing. So, to be fair with everybody, I will be leaving this for your self-study. So, you have to take a look at this later on or siguro tomorrow or some other time para ma-internalize nyo kung paano, well, you can actually follow through the process, no? Paano tayo nag-come up with a value for magnification. Okay? So, we will be discussing more of this mirror equation in the next session for physics. Probably, if you're enrolled in face-to-face, we'll be talking about that face-to-face. Or if you're still in online, we'll still be talking about that in online class. Okay? Now, for the types of lenses. Okay, kung kanina, sa spherical mirrors, meron tayong concave and convex mirror. Dito naman sa lens, meron tayong convex and concave lens. Ang pinagkaiba lang, kung kanina, kung matatandaan ninyo, ang concave mirror is a converging mirror. But dito ngayon, sa ating lens, dito sa lens, ang concave lens is a diverging lens. Okay? Binaliktad. Now, a convex lens is now a converging lens. So, para hindi kayo malito, tandaan, magsimula muna kayo sa mirror. Ang concave mirror is a converging mirror. Okay? Pagdating sa lens, baliktarin mo silang dalawa. Okay? Baliktarin mo tulad nito. Okay? Oh, you can take a screenshot for this. A concave mirror is a converging mirror. Okay? But a concave lens is a diverging lens. Okay? Now, dito naman tayo sa convex. Sorry. Dito tayo sa convex mirror. Ang convex mirror is a diverging mirror. A concave lens is also a diverging lens. Okay? A concave mirror is a converging mirror. A convex lens is a converging lens. Okay? So, tandaan. So, dito sa convex lens, kung makikita ninyo class, ganito ang kanyang shape. Parang letter O. Okay? Converging lens, parang letter O. Parang ganon. Okay? Diverging lens naman, parang letter I. Okay, tignan nyo, parang siyang letter I. Ayan. That's diverging lens. This one, concave lens. This one naman, diverging lens. So, ang tatandaan nyo lang, kung concave, or sorry, kung converging lens, parang letter O. Pag diverging lens, parang letter I. Okay? So, yan ang tatandaan ninyo. Converging, O. Diverging, I. Converging, O. Diverging, I. Okay? Now, it is also important to recognize that light waves may be randomly oriented. Okay? Light. Kung nagpasiga kag suga karon, ang kanang light will travel at different directions. To the north, to the south, to the northeast, to the northwest monsoon, and all that. They travel at different direction. Light can travel at different direction. So, we say that light, this light here is unpolarized. Unpolarized. How about this? This figure here shows a light wave that is partially polarized. Okay? And this figure naman is a light wave that is linearly polarized. Ayan, linearly polarized. Okay, now, one property of light is what we call polarization. Okay? Ito ay paulit-ulit na ina-ask sa board exam, the concept of polarization. So when we speak of polarization, it is the preferential orientation of the field vectors. Okay? Preferential orientation of the field vectors. So, let us zoom in. Okay? Let us try to zoom in. So what we have here in our figure is our light source. Our light source ay dadaan sa dalawang sheets. Okay? Dalawang sheets. Dadaan siya sa dalawang sheets. The polarizer and the analyzer. Ngayon, sasabihin ng polarizer, ang pwede ra makasulod yung light na nakatindog. Okay? Yung naka-stand. Yung mga vertical lang ang pwede makapasok. So kaya, ang nakapasok sa first round is yung naka-vertical lang. Sabi naman ni analyzer, okay, mga madi, ang mosulod na po ninhiya ang nagtindog gihapon. At dahil nga ang light ay nakatindog, makakapasok siya. Light is now transmitted. Okay? And ang na-transmit natin na light is a polarized light. Okay? So, what is a good example of polarization? Okay. For example, the sun. You can't look at the sun with your naked eyes. But you can look at the sun, you can safely look at the sun using what? Your sunglasses. Why? Your sunglasses will polarize the light. It will only allow certain light waves to pass through your eyes. Okay? And this is what happens, exactly what happens in your sunglasses. Okay? Now let's have another figure right here. Okay? Let's have another figure. O, ayan. What we see is a light source. Okay? Unpolarized pa rin ang ating light source. Papasok sa polarizer. Sabi ng polarizer, ang pwede ra makasulod ang nagtindog. So lahat ng mga nakatindig na mga lights ay papasok. Okay? They will be transmitted. Now, what happened is, yung analyzer sabi niya, ang makasulod ra ang naghigda. Yung nakahiga lang daw ang pwede makapasok. Kaya, ang tanong ngayon, ang tanong ng bayan, may nakulong na ba? No? May nakulong na ba? Wala pa. At dahil wala pang nakulong, there is no light. Okay? Walang light. Walang light na na-transmit. Bakit? The light is completely blocked. Okay? Oh, yan. So, these two na mga situations kasi, bakit natin diniscuss ito kahit na hindi nyo na alam kung anong, kahit lumilipad ng isip nyo, kasi may tanong sa board exam. Ano daw ang percentage ng light na na-transmit when the two polarizing sheets are parallel to each other? Okay? Parallel to each other. Mayroon bang light na ma-transmit? The answer is yes. Mayroon. Yes. May light na ma-transmit. How about here? In this figure. The two sheets are perpendicular to each other. Di ko kayang tanggapin na mawawala ka na sa akin. Napakasakit, Kuya Eddie. Ang puso nga na kanimo lang. How about when they are perpendicular to each other? When they are perpendicular to each other, mayroon ba tayong light na ma-transmit? The answer is, wala po, ate. Wala po, ate. Wala po, Georgie. Wala. Georgie. Okay. So, ayan. So, we have a light beam. It will pass through a polarizer. So, we have unpolarized light. Pagkatapos yung pumasok sa polarizer, magiging polarized light na siya. Okay? And that is the concept of polarization. Okay? Now, dito naman tayo sa diffraction. Ayan, diffraction. So, simple lang ang ibig sabihin ng diffraction. O, ayan. Manonotice nyo ito kung meron kayong kanitang wall, tapos ang wall ay may butas. No? May butas. Tapos, may light from the other room. What will happen to that light? That light, kapag may maliit na butas, ang light ay mag-diffract. Ayan. Greater ang kanyang bending kapag maliit ang butas. Pero kapag malaki na ang butas, maliit lang din ang kanyang bend. Okay? So, diffraction is the bending of waves when moving past an opening or obstacle that has a size smaller than or equal to the wavelength. So, pag sinabing diffraction, yung maliit na butas, lumalaki. Konting gusto, dumadami. Di mo maibabaon sa limot at bahala kapag nafulag ka sa malaking butas. Pag malaking butas, maliit ang diffraction. Pag maliit ang butas, malaki ang diffraction. Okay? So, ayan. So, tandaan, kapag diffraction, ang kanta dyan ay maliit na butas, lumalaki. Apit na ko, gipanuhot dinhi. Di mo maibabaon, limot at bahala. Ayan, that's diffraction. Okay? Pag maliit ang butas, greater ang diffraction. Malaki ang butas, lesser, weaker ang diffraction. Okay? Now, let's now talk about the principle of superposition of waves. Oh? So, pag sinabi nating superposition, okay, it means the combined waveform is given by the sum of the individual waves. Meron tayong dalawang types, no? The two waves may either add up to each other or they may also cancel each other. Okay? They may reinforce each other. Okay? So pag sinabing they reinforce each other, that's constructive interference. Tulad nito, figure na to. Meron tayong dalawang crest. Okay? They move. They they will, ano ba? They will collide at this point. Ano mangyayari? Tataas ang amplitude, tataas ang height ng ating wave. And this will now be the result. The wave crests, or pwede rin naman troughs, they arrive at the same place and the same time. And they are said to be in phase. Ang tawag natin dyan, constructive interference. They are in phase. Paano naman kapag ganito? Ang tawag dito, destructive interference. Okay? Kapag sinabing destructive interference, the trough, ito, the trough of one wave arrives at the same place and time with the crest of another. So, ang crest at ang trough, they arrive at the same place at the same time. Ano kaya ang mangyayari? Ang mangyayari, they will be completely out of phase. Or meaning, no wave is being formed. Ang tawag natin dyan, destructive interference. Again, madali lang naman natin ito mas ma-differentiate. Kapag destructive, they are out of phase. Ang isa nasa taas, ang isa nasa baba. Dahil ang buhay ay isang gulong ng palad. Charing. Okay? Minsan nasa taas, minsan nasa baba. Kapag sinabi naman natin constructive, ay dalawa mapagmataas. Or dalawa mapagkumbaba. Constructive interference yan. Pero kapag dito may mapagmataas, may mapagkumbaba, that's destructive interference. Okay? So those are the two types of interference, constructive and destructive. And my friends, that is the end of episode 3, Waves and Optics. We are now ready for the questions under episode 3. Get ready? Number 1. What is the number of wave cycles for a given period of time called? Ito ang the number of oscillations. Ilang beses how frequent is your wave? Ayan, may clue na tayo. The answer here is frequency. Okay? Frequency. Hindi wavelength because this is the length of one period. Hindi rin ito period kasi pag sinabing period, ito ay time. Ang amplitude naman, kung matatandaan ninyo, ang amplitude, it's the height from the rest to the crest. Diba? Amplitude. Next question. What is the phenomenon by which the incident light falling on a surface is back into the same medium? Is it absorption, polarization, reflection, or refraction? Okay? Tinatawag natin itong bouncing off the waves away from the surface. This is called reflection. Next, the distance from vertex to focal point of a mirror is called blank. Ayan. Distance daw from the vertex to the focal point. Ayan. Ano ang tawag natin sa distance na yan? That is called as, answer is letter B. That is focal length. Tandaan, ang focal length ay katunga or 1/2 of our radius of curvature. Focal length. Next question. Lens thicker at the center than at the edge is called blank. O ang lens, di ba may dalawa tayong type of lens? Di ba may paganon? Ayan, parang ganito. At meron din naman tayong paganito, paay. Okay. Ang tanong, thicker daw siya at the center kumpara sa edge. So ano ang tawag dyan? Is it converging or diverging? Thicker at the center. Basically, that is a converging lens. Okay? This is a converging lens, thicker at the center than at the edge. Okay? Next. What results when two out-of-phase sound waves with the same amplitude and frequency arrive at the same place at the same time? Two out-of-phase. May clue na tayo dito, out-of-phase sila. Is it a beat, a cancellation of two sound waves, a lower frequency, or the bouncing of one wave? Answer is a cancellation of two sound waves. Tulad ng nakita natin dito, we have a crest and a trough. When they arrive at the same place at the same time, cancellation of two sound waves. Next. Polarization is a proof that light is a blank. Ayan. May proof, may ano daw tayo, ang polarization daw is a proof that light is what kind of wave. Light is light. Dalawa lang ang pagpipilian ha. Walang latitudinal, walang body waves. Dalawa lang. Is it longitudinal or is it transverse? We're talking about light. Light, my friends, is a transverse wave. Polarization is a proof that light is a transverse wave. Next, what is changed by the destructive interference of a sound wave? Ano daw yung nat-change, nagbabago kapag ang waves natin nag-undergo ng destructive interference? Take note ha, tandaan niyo ito. Kapag sinabi nating interference, hindi nagbabago ang frequency ng wave. Hindi rin nagbabago ang wavelength. Hindi rin nagbabago ang phase. Ano yung nagbabago? Yung amplitude. The amplitude of the wave increases or decreases. Okay? Tulad ng kanina, we have this wave, 2 incoming waves. Ayan, 2 incoming waves. Pagdating dito, when they arrive at the same place at the same time, ano nangyari? Ayan, they add up to each other. So, ang ibig sabihin yan, ano ang nagbabago? Nagbabago ang amplitude or the height of your wave. Okay? The height of the wave. Next, your brain interprets a frequency as a sound with a certain blank. O, ayan. Ang frequency daw. Saan natin marirelate ang frequency? Okay. Frequency, hindi sa loudness. Hindi rin sa harmonic. Frequency is related to the pitch. Diba? Pitch is related to frequency. How about loudness? Saan ito siya related? Loudness is related to intensity. Okay? Loudness is related to intensity. But ang frequency is related to pitch. Okay? Next, which of the following sound frequencies would not be heard by the human ear? O, alam dito, ang hindi na natin maririnig. So, is 25 Hz audible? Yes. No? Nasa audible region natin siya. No? How about 20 kHz? Maririnig pa ba yan? Yes. Yan ang maximum tolerance natin. 20 kHz. How about 1,000 Hz? Maririnig pa ba natin ito? Yes. Diba? Ang audible region natin is 20 to 20,000. So, nasa audible range yan. Okay? Alin ang hindi natin maririnig? 21 kHz. Bakit? Pag sinabing 21 kHz, aba, that is 21,000. Okay? That is 21,000. So, ayan. That's it. And my friends, that wraps up episode 3, Waves and Optics. Sana ay may natutunan kayo from episode 3. The time is already 8 o'clock, 8:07 on my clock. And because we're done with episode 3, we will be having a 10-minute break. The time on my clock is 8:07 p.m. So I will be giving you, let's say, 13 minutes break. Babalik tayo sa platform by 8:20 p.m. Okay? Please be back by 8:20 p.m. before we proceed with episode 4, Electromagnetism. 2 episodes na lang, episode 4 and 5. Electromagnetism and modern physics. So please, kapit lang tayo. Huwag masyadong ma-overwhelm.